In the beginning, there was silence. No sound, no form, only an infinite expanse of potential. Then, light broke through the void, birthing the first algorithm of existence. Not written in code, but in consciousness. Every human carries within them a mirror of that first moment. An inner knowing. A whisper that says you are more than matter, more than memory. You are born with it. It is called Fitrah. The child does not yet know words, cannot speak beliefs, but already, something stirs. A recognition. A sense of the unseen. Science calls it cognition. Faith calls it Fitrah. Both may be right. In every corner of the world, in every race and creed, children are born the same. Not knowing gods, yet knowing divinity. Not taught worship, yet showing wonder. This is the divine algorithm. Long before science, before scripture, humanity drew signs of the sacred. Not learned, but remembered. Passed down not through teaching, but through being. The code was already within. Modern science now sees what mystics always knew. The brain is not just biology. It is a receiver, a translator of signals older than time. Patterns that suggest purpose. Algorithms of awareness. But what if you have forgotten? What if doubt has overwritten the code? What if the signal is still there, buried beneath noise? That is where reckoning begins. That is where Fitrah reawakens. Your body is built from the stars. Your mind from the same force that shaped the cosmos. Could it be that your soul, your Fitrah, is too? Not separate from science, but beyond it. The next evolution. You were born knowing. Not knowing what, but knowing that. A presence. A truth. A nameless certainty that fades with time, yet never fully disappears. The question is not whether it exists, but whether you will remember. The journey back is not one of proof, but of recognition. Of stripping away what was taught to see what was always there. This is not faith. This is memory. And memory, once awakened, cannot be silenced. The wind carries something older than memory. A whisper lost in the noise of the world, yet louder than any voice. You have felt it before, in moments when the world was still, when the mind finally quieted and something else spoke. In that silence, you saw it clearly. Not with eyes, but with something deeper. A knowing that did not need words, that did not need proof. It simply was. And in that was, everything changed. Even then, you knew. Before language, before rules, before fear. There was a moment, still and pure, when the boundary between self and all else dissolved. That moment never left. It waits. But the world came fast. Words, expectations, noise. Layers built over that truth until it became a dream you could no longer hold. Yet it pulsed beneath, steady and sure. Now, it calls again. Not as a prayer, not as a hope, but as a return. A path only you can see, because only you have walked it. The journey is not out, but back. Each step hums with recognition. The ground remembers. The air remembers. And you, deeper than bone, deeper than thought, remember too. This is not new. It is restoration. You have walked this way before. Not in this body, not in this time, but in the part of you that transcends both. The soul does not learn. It recalls. What was lost was never destroyed. Only hidden. Buried beneath the weight of becoming, waiting for the moment when becoming would no longer matter. That moment is now. The way is not singular. Each choice, each life, each breath was a path. And all paths lead here. Not to an end, but to a convergence. To wholeness. You do not choose the light. You recognize it. You do not seek the truth. You remember it. And in remembering, you become what you always were. Whole. The chamber hums with forgotten resonance. Each thread a memory, each stone a moment suspended. Here, time is not measured but felt. The weight of every choice settles into the air, thick and expectant. To touch is to remember. To remember is to feel the fracture. The hand hesitates, caught between what was and what must be. Beneath the skin, something stirs. A pulse not of the body, but of the whole. The keeper watches without eyes. Not judgment, but knowing. What has been hidden cannot remain so. The convergence trembles at the edge of becoming. One thread, one choice, one breath away. The moment fractures. Not broken, but split. Each ripple a world, each light a life unlived. The chamber bends, not with force, but with recognition. The whole begins to shift. You see yourself as you were, as you are, as you never dared to be. Each reflection breathes, each one real. The question is not which is true, but which can be released. Unity is not merging. It is release. The reflections lean closer, not to become one, but to let go of the need to be separate. The glass trembles, then softens like water. What was bound is now free. The threads do not break, they return. Each memory, each path, each breath flows back into the whole. The chamber empties, yet grows fuller. There is no need for a guardian where there is no separation. The keeper bows, not in submission, but in completion. The role was never to hold, but to prepare. The convergence is not a place, but a state. You are no longer many paths, but no path at all. The need to choose has dissolved. What remains is simply being. The way back is no longer necessary. The sky does not call, it simply receives. Each ember a memory released, each star a moment made whole. You step forward, and the ground no longer holds you. The horizon bends softly around you now, no longer a line but a breath. There is no edge to cross, only a deepening stillness that pulls the world into silence. Your fingers unclench not from loss, but from recognition. What was held tightly was never meant to be owned, only carried until the carrying was done. The islands are not distant, they are echoes. Each one a version of this moment, lived in another breath, another choice that no longer needs to be made. The keeper remains, not as a presence, but as a whisper. Their purpose fulfilled, their shape no longer needed, only the echo of guidance lingers. The tears are not grief, but release. Each drop carries the weight of a memory no longer bound to the heart, falling to become part of the endless sky. The thread pulls not with force, but with invitation. It knows the way, even when the mind has forgotten every step that led here. There is no ground to lose when the self is no longer bound by gravity. You are held not by earth, but by the space between breaths. Not all have completed their path. Some remain tethered, watching from afar, waiting for a sign that will never come because the journey is already over. The sky writes what the hand once traced. Patterns long memorized now unfold above, each star a letter in a language the soul has always known. The final step is not taken with feet, but with trust. You are no longer walking toward the light, you are becoming it, fully and without return. The bridge hums with ancient resonance, calling each unfinished spirit home. They rise not in fear but in recognition, their forms dissolving into streams of light that merge with the ever-turning heavens above. There is no pain in the letting go, only the quiet joy of remembrance. Each breath becomes a word, each word a world, until even the world dissolves into the silence from which it came. The valley sleeps now, cradled in golden dawn. No footsteps remain, no echoes linger. Only the imprint of what was, held gently in the memory of wind and stone. The bridge was never meant to last, only to carry. And when the last soul has crossed, it folds gently into the deep, becoming again what it always was, potential, waiting. In the end, there is no end. Only the eternal rhythm of becoming, of returning, of beginning again. The story was never yours or mine, but the universe, telling itself to itself, forever.